Hey, it's Crunchycast. I'm Tim Lu.
I'm Cristal Marie.
I'm Curt Ritchie.
And welcome back, Crunchy folk. Yeah.
We really got to workshop that name.
No, that one.
I don't like the implications of crunchy folk.
Don't worry, this one was submitted by fans. So if don't blame me, blame you're hating on the fan for this one.
All right,
How dare you, Curt?
we can workshop it together. Person who suggested that.
Speaking of crunchy folk, today is the end. I think today is the end. Is the end of VCRX.
Yes, it is.
Let's talk about conventions. Let's use this time to talk about conventions and talk about the very crunchy folks that are.
We're committing to that.
I am committing to this.
We're
one.
really
fan submitted
into that.
I was gonna mention VCRX because the whole crunchy folk thing, because it made me think of food, made me think of the vegetable carver at VCRX. And it's crunchy.
The goat.
Yeah.
Oki-san, the goat.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to talk about another panel we had, which was a really cool panel. Which I think it was for the restaurant to another world. Had a panel where they had a chef.
Just
they had a whole cooking segment. They had a chef be the host.
yeah.
All the
Any
food stuff.
thing is dope.
You know, and back before the panorama started.
Panini.
Yeah.
The panini. It was CRX. It was just CRX. So I want to take the time to just reminisce at a time when we could all gather together in an enclosed space.
Yeah, and didn't have to extend our acronyms.
I love that we're sad again. We're like, let's reminisce on when it was, I guess, back in the day.
Yeah, let's reminisce when things were normal.
Are we gonna need like some sad music for the start of the Crunchycast? Every time we're like,
Crunchycast needs to be more positive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to feel it now. I'm like,
Why is every episode melancholic? I feel like we need more bounce in our step. Yeah.
We've established episode 1 that is our whole vibe, though. So
Our shtick
I
is
guess
just
it is.
being sad.
yeah, it's
sad.
being sad. So yeah, we're not in person. That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
But yo,
anime makes us happy.
Yeah,
We can
let
watch
me
it
throw some
without-
lightness into it and talk about our first conventions. Actually, let's talk about some of the first times when you were just a young lad or lass, stepping into the world of conventions.
yeah, what was y'all's first? What was y'all's first convention? Out of curiosity.
Mine was Anime Boston, and
That big?
I mean, it was for me. It's huge. The convention area. It's like it was.
What does that
pretty
mean?
Big.
I don't know.
It was big for me.
It was big for me. Okay.
Does that mean that there's 13 people at the con?
No.
I don't know.
No. This was like thousands of people gathering
Oh, okay, that is
at
big.
a con. Yeah, and I remember I was a minor when I first went to my first con, and actually, whatever you do, just make sure you check the book of events that's official from the convention, because I remember in my first con, I ended up going to this event that was not in the convention. I thought it was an official event, but it was actually like an event organized by other fans. And it ended up being this kind of building with doors that had no numbers. And I just went in and, I don't know why I didn't feel the fear of God in me, but I guess because I had the power of anime on my side. I still went in. It was fine though. It was super safe, and but there's no guarantees. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. Don't just go to a random off-site event at a convention. Check your schedule.
I feel like that's a general tip. Don't go into unmarked anything.
Yeah, don't go if you don't know where you're going. I think that's a great tip.
There was a 9 out of 10 chance something bad would happen, and Cristal got 1 out of 10.
I
That's
really
crazy.
never felt any danger whatsoever. I don't know. I thought it was like the magic of it being convention week. I was like, nothing can possibly happen. It's okay that this building is hidden and has no numbers on its doors. Probably part of the
Hindsight
fun.
is 2020.
Now I'm like, hell no.
So wait, what year for Anime Boston was that for you?
Oh gosh, I don't really remember the year.
How old were you?
I was 17.
Yeah, just start dropping personal info that people can.
Yeah, let me go to my data.
Also, where's your address?
Where's my address? My phone
And
number.
the three Yeah, what are the three
555,
wacky numbers in the
555.
back of your debit card while you're at it?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Those goofy little numbers.
Those goofy numbers.
those squiggly
Yeah,
ones.
so it was pretty fresh. It was probably pretty fresh for you. Like
I don't know, because I've only gone to I think 4 conventions in person, and just because at least like for me it was not easy to get to conventions. I had to travel far to go to them because I was coming from the Dominican Republic. But that year, it was great, honestly. Like, I had such a great experience. It was the first time that I had been surrounded by people like me. So, it was amazing.
Camaraderie.
Yeah,
camaraderie.
everybody being dressed like their favorite characters or even just having a t-shirt about it. It was just so validating to me because at least in my country, it wasn't very like well accepted to like anime at all. It was considered satanic to like anime. So I was like, yeah, I'm here with all my people who are going to hell with me.
With all my Satanists. Yeah, let's
Satanists.
yeah,
I
that's
go all the
perfect.
way to America to just practice my satanic rituals.
Yeah, that's I feel that my parents were very like they thought Pokemon. Well, granted, Pokemon does make anyone think twice, but my parents thought Pokemon was Satan. So yeah, they were pretty anti that. So I know where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I know where you're
Pikachu
coming
was
from.
the
Pokemon
devil.
did they think? Yeah, I was about to say which part of the Pokemon specifically were they like this is, or did they
Maybe
was
the
just like,
fact there is energy bolts coming out of a rat. I don't know if they. Were,
I don't like that.
They
I
were
don't
really
like that.
messing with it. Period. So yeah, I wasn't sure, but yo, that's super dope though. I get that feeling of camaraderie of like seeing everyone with you. My first con wasn't anime centric. It was a Comic-Con actually. Back in like what? But this was like 2019, I think. Yeah, but Comic-Con's
So
2019.
your first convention was one of
Yeah,
the
fairly
biggest
recently.
cons
Yeah.
just of all time.
Really, a lot of people. I feel like you should like walk before you run. I like sprinted. I
At the
was on
Olympics.
like
You were
yeah,
at the-
I was
you're at
like up like on a motorcycle moving immediately. And I say moving by I wasn't moving. It was very full. There was a ton of people over there. But despite being like squished and having other people's bodily fluids on me, there is still something good about it. And that's coming from an introvert. That was coming from an introvert who doesn't like talking to people. But I don't know. There was something about being surrounded by a bunch of people who was into the same stuff that you were that gave me this warm, fuzzy feeling inside, even though I could not move. My heart moved, but my body couldn't.
I think that warm fuzzy feeling could also be like the conflu. You ever sometimes think,
Yeah, it
Oh,
could.
dear.
Warm.
Yeah, and then I sneezed, and then,
Yeah.
which has a whole different vibe now.
Please don't.
I know, right? Yeah, please
there
don't
is-
sneeze
yeah.
nowadays. I'm afraid to have allergies nowadays, so
I have
Yeah, no,
I
I
have
am.
Rip to
such
that.
bad summer allergies, and it's one of the reasons why I now think I probably shouldn't go to summer conventions like I want to. But I'm so afraid of being that one person who's like in the middle of a bunch of people in a line and goes achoo.
Oh no, yeah. Well, I'm like,
pew.
watching.
I'm like, swallow,
I'm doing the
swallow.
reactive jump right now.
Although you
I
have to
think
admit
it's
that
just
would be
scarred us that
fun.
much.
Like I think at an anime convention, people jumping, they would jump in a creative way.
Oh, I thought you said sneezing would
No.
be fun. I'm like, you villain.
Twisted individual.
Villain.
Taking
Nah,
the
that's how
Joker.
Cristal's getting through the crowds. Everyone getting out the way.
That's how I
That's
become
that's how you
first in
part
line.
the seas at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, that is how you part the seas. We don't,
Yikes.
on the record, we are not saying to do that.
Yeah.
On the record.
On the official Crunchyroll records, please take care of yourself. If you're
Yes.
sick, quarantine, etc., etc.
Some mom's gonna be in my DMs like, you told my kid to start sneezing.
My turn for my first convention. Actually, before I talk about my first convention, please, audience, let us know your first convention experience.
Oh, yeah, I'm curious.
Comment down below. Yeah. Because I feel like all of us we haven't been to that many cons, actually.
No, I haven't. At
Yeah.
least.
Well, Cristal, you said 4? Kurt,
About
you've
4,
been to how many?
yeah.
How many? Have you been to?
2.
'Cause me,
2.
I'm like,
Both in the same year. Timbo.
I might have-
How many you been to?
I think I've been to 5?
6?
5?
That's
Yeah.
not. You got a couple on your belt though.
I know. I got.
That's like you
but
still.
they're all,
That's like
packed.
that's
They're
about
all
veteran
packed
status.
in.
Yeah, you're a convention MVP.
Yeah, like I feel like after 2, maybe 3, you're like you know the ins and outs of how this is gonna go.
I mean, we're talking in person, right?
I was in LA. Yeah, in person I was in LA, so Anime Expo was the, direct.
Oh man,
It was just so close,
Oh yeah.
Living in Koreatown, Staples Center, it's like a 10-minute drive. Bada bing, bada boom.
Nah, so it's a good. Yeah, I can only imagine. Especially Anime Expo. What was your first though? What was your first one?
2009 or 8. Supernova in a place down under called Australia, Sydney.
Ooh,
wow! That was my first convention. And we were there for a little bit because the trains, we didn't want to stay late for the trains because it was in a whatever part of town at that time that we thought. Little kids didn't know any better, so we got in there, checked it out for a bit, bought a little bit of the anime goodies. My friend sang one of the worst karaoke covers of Ruraido by Asian Kung Fu Generation. He sang his heart out, and all of our friends were just like, why would you do? We're about to leave, and we waited for him to sing a song.
You ruined the whole concert.
A bunch of my friends just got pissed, and my friend just like, "Why did you do this?" And I was just like, "Let him sing a karaoke song." Yeah. What the? But yeah, that was it was like only there for like 4 hours maybe. So yeah, that was my first convention.
Were you living out there, or did you go there?
Yeah.
For the
No, I was living out in Australia when I was.
Okay, yeah, I figured.
Till I was 18, yeah. So.
Oh yeah, oh damn! Now y'all getting the normal Tim lore.
No, my Tim lore is I lived in Australia for 10 years and I lost my accent.
You added that years.
I got rid of got rid of the accent actually, to be exact.
By choice?
Yeah. I was living in Mexico for a bit. I was living in Mexico for a bit. People didn't understand what the hell I was saying. Hanging out with like Europeans, Mexicans, trying to speak English, and I just
that sounds like a positive to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it was so hot there, blah blah blah, and then people just like, "What do you?"
You sound cool, and people don't know what you're saying.
Oh man, I want to hear you just speak like that for a while.
I know. I should have been like, "Oh yeah, went to Supernova in Sydney. Grew up in Parramatta."
Dude, our podcast listen would go up at least like 30%.
I should just bring back the accent. Yeah. I should
my god.
It's just be like. Hey, crunchy folk. Yeah, crunchy people.
Oh, man. Everyone, let us know how you actually have had to rethink.
How do you feel about this weird man?
I could bring back my more Latina accent from Miami, too. Because I had to work on it. Like, I had to take pronunciation lessons to, like, adapt it to a more Americanized sort of way of making the vowels and stuff. Because I used to talk like this, and it was very much like the expected way to do it.
Yo, Miami Cristal.
Yes, no. When you did not want to see me when I was drunk because I was about to come with some margaritas and tell you exactly what your life choices should be. And
that's why I want
going
going to a con with me.
Actually, if I get drunk, that's how I'm still gonna sound probably. Like just so you know.
Yeah,
going back. Actually, that's what happens to me too. I was about to say the more drunk I get, the more down under. So
there's a little thing for everyone listening to the podcast. When the accents start to slip from our hosts, they have come into work
on the job.
inebriated.
Yeah, they're drinking on the job. Get him.
It's stressful, guys, to live right now.
Like, what was that? Miami Cristal?
Episode 10. Yeah, Cristal Marie.
Is that Cindy Tim?
Silencio. Let's talk about conventions now.
Mm-hmm. So we've all shared our first conventions, but I think it's time to talk about our favorite convention memories. Because even though we've I think all collectively been to like what, less than 10 conventions,
which somehow sounds small when it is not.
I don't know. I've like met some of my friends that go to conventions and they go like they go to their local con, they go to Anime Expo. I think we're the newbies, really.
Yeah, are we newbies?
Yeah.
I don't feel like
even my number I think is newbie numbers.
Dang, what is not newbie numbers then? Is 10?
I think double digit. I think you gotta start double digit and up.
I agree though.
Because you have your domestic small conventions, you got the big ones that people fly out to and stuff. So, but anyway, aside from us talking ourselves about how little conventions we've gone to, and except we make a whole podcast about conventions.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our favorite memories, though. Yeah, favorite memories.
Yeah,
now, spoiler alert for Cristal. I know that you started your own convention. Please share.
Ooh, yeah, flex
dear.
on us.
Gosh. Yeah. So as I said before, I had to fly to conventions. So if anything, I feel like one of the reasons I didn't go to so many is that it was hard to get to them. If I had lived in a place that was more centric and I had conventions around me, I would probably have 15 under my belt right now because I would go to all of them. But we didn't have anime conventions at the time in Dominican Republic. So after I went to Anime Boston, I literally waited until I was old enough to actually create my own convention with my friends. And we organized one and we spread the invitation online. And we thought maybe like 100 people would show up. 4,000 people showed up. We had
a little,
yeah.
little underjudged. There.
Imagine that we got permissions to host it at a university, and we had prepared like one area of the university for it, and the university suddenly had to expand into all of its public areas in order to accommodate all the people that came. And like that part, that was my experience for the first time of understanding like to what level, in a sense, even in my country there were so many anime fans, but we had never connected. So to me that was one of the best moments of my life, because it was just so hard at the time to really get into communities with people who liked what you liked. So we organized the convention. I 100% got a fever for like 4 days because I did not know how much it would take to run a convention. So I was sick half the time, but I was excited. And my favorite memory is probably not the teacher's favorite memories, because we had a slot for a concert that was going to be like anime covers, J-rock covers and stuff like that. And we had several local bands who were going to come and perform, some in cosplay, some were not. But one in particular was coming to perform Deer in Grey, which is a visual kei goth metal band from Japan. And that is, if anybody is familiar with Deer in Grey, they might know that aesthetically speaking, if you are in a Catholic community, they probably don't quite translate. And this was a Catholic university. So it was 4 p.m.
In the Dominican Republic.
In the Dominican Republic. In the middle of the rush hour of classes, I think, like every department was having classes at the time. And all of a sudden, in full Deer in Grey cosplay regalia, fully visual keyed out, they jump on stage and just start banging out these hardcore metal songs.
Let's go!
And screamo and the whole thing. And I'm like, oh no. It was way louder than we thought it was going to be. They brought really great amps, honestly, and the music was.
Oh, they brought their
awesome.
own. They brought their own gear.
They brought their own gear, and they brought like glow sticks, and they brought like props, and they threw them, and it was a whole thing. They brought like fake blood. And they would like, there were people that would go to the 4th floor with bags of fake blood and throw them down. You see, that's when I think it stopped translating that it was okay to do that at a university.
You were climbing like a normal ladder there. You're like, oh, they're doing this, and this is normal, and this is normal, and blood
Vials being thrown around like frisbees.
There's streamers, they got a couple props, they got some blood, obviously.
My god!
I feel like we missed some steps.
It was fake blood, and it makes sense with the band that they were doing a tribute for. So we understood it. We got it as convention organizers. And we even had the Embassy of Japan participating, and they know who Deer in Grey is.
Really?
So they were like, oh, okay. But
we love blood.
But yeah, so they canceled us, and they canceled the convention that day. And we had to negotiate and like explain from a cultural perspective who Deer in Grey was and what visual kei was and commerce in Japan and anime and its impact and its whole thing, just so that we could get up and running again for the next 2 days.
Commerce,
for
the
real.
economy.
I had to grab like a bunch of graphs about like the income that you could expect in tourism from anime related merchandise, blah 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 blah, and how this could be a great event to unite the Caribbean and university students in an exchange of culture, so on and so forth. Yeah, that was
Marie's
fun.
giving TED Talks so that the university won't beat her ass for having these almost satanic J-rock group.
It's like getting caught like with the murder weapon. It's like, no, I promise. I was just trying to like figure out what was going on. I promise.
I was trying to figure out the murderer. I saw the scene. I grabbed the killer's knife, and I'm like, I will get those to kill. And then they walk in just at that moment.
Cristal's holding the knife. I promise the blood's fake.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's holding all the blood packets, going like, I will get to the bottom of this. I will explain everything. I have a
know
PowerPoint
this
presentation.
looks weird.
You guys say that as a joke, but that hits close to home. We had to actually like expand on what the blood was made of and ensure that we could prove it didn't have some type of hallucinogenic or anything at all. This is hardcore.
They thought you guys were really evil. Like,
Yeah, they
thought
were
you
about to
guys
report us as a riot.
I mean, there was a lot of blood, so
It was super cool though, guys.
reasonable.
It was
That's
so
a
cool.
reasonable.
After that is when like we got even more people to come actually.
To the university?
Great marketing.
Well,
Great marketing.
because everybody knew that we got shut down that day. And then we were like, hey guys, we're going to have to like negotiate with the university and do a whole presentation. If this comes back online, please show us your support. Definitely show up. Maybe buy some merch. Dude, the whole community rallied. Everybody came, but they came also like dressed in Visual K, so that was not very helpful. People dressed like Death Note.
Again.
They were the Death Note crowd, man. Every time they came dressed up as Shinigami,
You gotta
I was like,
do what you gotta do. Okay,
Not them dressed
Literally
like elves.
gorgeous.
literally
Squatting.
blood, sweat, and tears.
all the Death Notes spread
to
around
make
the
this thing
classrooms,
work.
guys.
You write other people's names and then they die. Come
Yes.
on, it's
Yeah,
fine.
In fiction.
I don't write it in.
This doesn't mean
The T, it's not a cross, it's a T, Death Note, it's fine.
I mean, didn't you guys ever get called in by a
God.
school counselor to like because of your anime stuff? Like if you had like a no, that did not happen to you.
No,
So just me?
no.
Oh, okay.
What happened to you, Cristal?
I went to a Catholic high school in Sydney, but they weren't going like, "Oi, what's this? Yeah, Death Note. What are you doing?"
I had the foresight to know not to do that in public. I was too scared to walk into Hot Topic, so I knew that there wouldn't be any good to come of it. Let alone start a whole convention with blood.
With basically,
But I
start
gotta give
the
you
Hot
props
Topic
though, because that's
convention,
incredible. That's incredible.
Thank you. I'll never do it again though. That was a lot.
You should do it again.
That was a lot.
You should do it again.
Maybe I'll do it again. I know that now there's a ton of other conventions running in the DR that are super cool. We just got the ball rolling. Really, it was just a bunch of kids. We wanted to just have a meetup, and it turned into a convention. And then
That's so dope. The fact you did that at that age too.
oh, thank you. It was hard. I don't recommend it.
The biggest accomplishment I have is like getting out of bed sometimes, and you did that whole thing. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like insane.
I was in bed for a week after though.
I bet. They're probably coming up to you like, "Cristal, we got this problem. What are we doing?" And you're just like, "I barely just stopped being a minor. Like, I just I just became an adult, and people are coming
You
up
started a convention during the same period you still had to ask to go to the bathroom. That is crazy to me, yo.
It
That's
was
crazy.
The lesson
same
is
period of time.
just
That's wild.
go for it. Don't ask for permission. Just do it. Throw the fake blood in the air. This is not a good lesson. I'm a
Just
bad
go for
example.
it.
Please don't follow
I was about
what
to
I
say,
say.
don't do that. You end up getting what's that Tumblr convention, DashCon. You end up making shit like
DashCon?
that. Yeah,
Ooh.
You get Tanacon.
yeah. You get
Ooh.
some Tanacon.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
have some plan too. Have
Yeah.
a comprehensive plan, because it seemed like you were doing it not willy nilly. You still had a plan. You still had a whole
I mean, I did, like, in the sense that I wanted it to be that big. I just never thought it could be. So when it happened, I was like, aha, I'm prepared. Here's what we can do.
Was that your first year doing it?
Yeah.
And it just popped off.
Well,
That's
there
wild.
were
were
no
hungry.
conventions in the DR. People were traveling from the north and the east of the island to go there because we ran it for 4 days.
Yeah, you provided something that they wanted, right? So yeah, naturally,
And it was free
Hungry.
I get that.
because we didn't think people
Oh,
were going to
alright.
show up. So
Then you, all right, I take it back. You should have known. You
I
should've-
did not. I
It's
did
free?
not. It was free the first
it
2
was
days.
free, though?
We locked it for the next 2
Cristal.
free
days.
anime.
We didn't know.
Gotta go.
We just wanted to make friends. That do you know when you're that age and you're just thinking,
Now
yo,
you got
I'm gonna do
4,000
a
friends.
thing.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And fit.
All right, let's see if Curt can top that one. Top that favorite memory. As if we're competing favorite memories. I
I was
don't know
about-
why I put it that way.
How shonen of you.
I
Let
know,
me,
right? Tournament
Tournament.
arc.
So I had so this was at Anime NYC, right? And it's a little different, but it's more so funny in a sense that, wow, how did we? how does this look? Let me explain. So this is back when a lot of people know already. I used to do Get in the Robot. We're now Beyond the Bot. But when we were Get in the Robot, we did a fun little collaboration with Anime NYC in which we would do some panels, and also some of us would host some panels. Specifically, Dory, one of our members, was hosting a panel with the My Hero dub voice actors, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, yo, I'm definitely going to pull up. And I was with my friend Christian and my friend Mads and his girlfriend at the time. And we were like, oh, we want to pull up. And I think Dory was like, yo, actually, we can get you to sit in early if you want, which is hilarious because I was the only, outside of Dory, I was the only person who actually watched the show. Mads and Christian barely knew what anime was at the time. I'm pretty sure they didn't know what was going on. They were just rolling with me, right? So we pull up and there's nobody there, which is rare. Again, this is the dub voice actors doing a panel. You can probably imagine how many people were lined up. So we walk in and we're sitting in the front row, and naturally people start pouring in. You see everyone pulling up, and the super fans are like up first in line. These are the same people who've been waiting for like an hour to get in, right? Mm-hmm. So they pull up and they sit behind us. Again, we're in the front row, and I don't remember how exactly the exchange went, but the girl who was like in a little slight, I think, Todoroki cosplay, I think was like talking about their favorite My Hero characters. And I think we got involved in the conversation. Like we asked them, oh, who's your favorite My Hero character? And it's like, oh, she's like, oh, Todoroki. I love Todoroki. I'm dressing. And then our friend Christian's like, oh, cool. And then she was like, who's your favorite character? And he said, oh, I don't watch the show. And then turned around. Her face was just like, because we just shattered. We're sitting in front of her in the optimal seats. This man who has never seen an episode of My Hero Academia is just cooling right in front of her. It literally was with like the people who were watching us on video. It was literally like this. Like, oh, who's your favorite character? Oh, I don't watch the show. that was like,
No.
Her face, her mouth hit the ground. And I tried not to laugh, but I was like, man, are we privileged?
Dumbfounded. She was
flabbergasted.
I was like, man,
I was like, man, are we privileged? And it just kind of made me think of we're in a special position sometimes. So I could feel her vibes for the rest of the panel where she was not happy about.
She was probably tweeting the shit out of you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
we definitely got some
fake
subtweets.
fans. These fake fans in front of me don't know single My Hero fact.
Yeah.
Me,
like,
I was waiting for like 2 hours.
Yeah, we're like, yo, question for the panel. Who's the hero in My Hero Academia?
Am I the hero? Is this the weird dude with the freckles? And then they'll be like, what did you say? What? Huh?
Yeah, we were in a... We didn't belong, or at least they didn't belong. It's my fault for bringing them through, but overall it was a good time.
Fine.
Great panel.
It was
a great panel overall.
Good times, except for her.
Yeah, except for the girl staring. Bolts into the back
she opened
of our
her heart. She opened her heart saying Todoroki.
Yeah,
and she gets a stomp by some guy going. I don't
know I don't know. I've never seen the show in my life.
I'm not into that.
I don't know. Type of crushing the girls' dreams that day. It was a solid time. Anime NYC. I love Anime NYC.
I was about to say Anime NYC. Good convention.
Yeah, Anime NYC was dope because it wasn't too full.
Yeah, it was good.
And there was just a lot of good stuff around, and you mixed with not too many people and a lot of dope things to look at. It's always a good time in any context, really, for me at least.
But from what all our favorite, because I was about to tell my favorite memory, but I just realized all of our favorite memories have just basically been an experience that regular con goers can't have. We're basically flexing.
Yeah, my bad.
Cristal Marie creating our own convention with 4,000 people. Curt getting a VIP front stage pass.
No, I was.
To the
there's
audience.
a wide discrepancy though between me and Cristal.
You're right.
I sat in front of somebody. Cristal made the seating. You know what I mean?
Cristal laid out the seats for people to sit on.
Yeah.
Y'all are giving me too much.
But you're right. You're right.
There
is
weren't
a
any seats at mine. Okay, standing only.
place to stand.
Place
There
to
was
in
a
front
place
of-
to stand for sure.
So yes, Tim, I hope you can add
So
some
I was
relatability.
Actually, no,
to
I was
these
gonna give the most unrelatable story, which is my favorite memory. Because I'm just now trying to have I'm not trying to have these all my other favorite memories are either just I would say there's a lot of me.
It's a
putting on my
Sydney
accent.
Tim kind
it's a
of
Sydney-
story. Miami Cristal kind of story, if you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great way to say not safe for work. It's a Miami Cristal kind of.
It's a Miami Cristal kind of story.
kind of story.
No, it's
yeah.
You're welcome.
But so my flex, I would say, is last 2019 VCRX. I think it was 2019. That was the last in-person VCRX before everything closed down.
Was it in-person VCRX?
Yeah. Oh no, in-person CRX. Damn, I'm now just.
Wow.
You got me.
I
You
was
got
like,
me.
yo,
Flew
Crunchyroll is ahead of the game.
flowed out my tongue so smooth.
they're ahead of the
VCRX. You know, they were ahead
Your
of the game.
hologram
Yikes,
had
they were.
sentience.
Yeah.
They were like, we need to go to virtual right now. I feel something in the air.
Crunchyroll 2019 was AR.
Yes.
Yes.
It was ICRX, in real life CRX, IRCRX. But I got to meet Junji Ito, which was
Oh,
the
wow.
horror manga legend Junji Ito. So that's the biggest flex. I just realized all of our stories have just been like,
I was
what's your
really
favorite
hoping
memory?
you'd save us there.
I know.
Add a little bit of relatability.
I was about to
but,
ask like the audience, what's your favorite memory? And then
yeah.
ended up just being like, oh, she made a convention. He got front stage pass. I met Junji Ito and made him do the whip. That's the best bit.
Oh my
So
god!
I went to the Winchester.
Wait, can
horror house
you
with him.
walk us through
Wait,
that
yeah.
real
Yeah.
quick?
So for one of our videos,
You're gonna ruin the
and then
podcast.
and then the terrible nene.
You did not have to do it. Everyone who's just listening, he did it on camera,
that.
and I'm like,
Whip,
man, we gotta.
whip, audio.
Our-
Tim hits the whip.
Everyone,
on
I can
CC.
feel everyone
Wait,
clicking off.
you know what? I'm gonna double down. Just teach me, Tim. Oh.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Do it.
Don't.
It's just a punch. It's just almost like a punch.
Curt is trying to disappear from the podcast.
Kurt's hanging up. We're losing a host. But the story goes, so one of our producers was like, Junji Ito was gonna be a guest at CRX anyway, and then we're like, he's gonna come to America. Let's get him. Let's show him around. Let's show him a cool thing. And in San
cool thing.
Jose, I think it's San Jose where it's held. I'm terrible with directions.
Man, what a sentence. No one. Those are like new sentence. That's a new sentence you said too. No one ever said that sentence.
That's what I'm saying. I'm the man who can say I made Junji Ito whip
that is
and
a
nene.
new sentence. No one in
A
history
new
has ever
frontier.
said that
A
sentence.
new frontier. So yeah, we were in San Jose, and there was the Winchester Mystery House, which is like a famous haunted house from this lady whose husband made the Winchester gun. So she made a whole bunch of additions to her house because she thinks ghosts are haunting the house, et cetera, et cetera. So we bring Junji Ito. He's one of the nicest dudes ever and is totally down for anything. There's a bit in the video, which you can check out a Crunchyroll YouTube video of Junji Ito at the Winchester Mystery House. One of the intros that we didn't use, I decided to hide behind a bush and then pop out and be like, "Oh, it's Ito Sensei." But then Junji Ito just looked at me like, "Do I have to get back behind the bush?" And I was like, "If you want." So he just this Eisner Award-winning horror manga legend crouches beside me behind a bush, and then we both pop out and we're like, "Hello, welcome to the Winchester house." So we're
love
touring
him.
around. We get to the ballroom, and then I'm just like, "Do you wanna dance, Ito Sensei?" And he's like, "Yeah." And in my brain, I'm like, "What is the worst dance that I could make this man do? What are like the worst dances humanly possible?" I'm like,
Why did you do that?
terrible Fortnite whip and nene. Not even the good whip and nene. Not even like well done whip and nene. I'm talking Fortnite kid level whip and nene. Please watch the video. You'll get to see me do an embarrassing whip and nene. And he does it. The champ absolutely Paw hits the whip, and then the world is okay again, and that's
have so
basically
many
my favorite
words.
memory.
You had all that power. And
All
used it
that
for
power.
evil.
And I used it for the
Whipping
worst
Nene.
reason. Made him hit the whip.
But he would be down. What a king that guy to make like a horror legend who also made a whole manga about his cats.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what a guy.
What a range.
Talent.
And you
What
do
range?
this
And I
to
do-
our man,
to this great man.
bro. There is
What range, man?
No,
See?
I can.
Horror, whipping Nene, cats.
People
That's the
are
intersection.
dreaming like, yeah, the audience members are like, God, I would love to meet Ito Sensei. I would talk about so many in-depth things about his artwork, his creation. And I'm just going, haha, I make him whip Nene.
there's our stories are like Cristal's was like the most productive and that people
Wholesome.
came out of it happy.
Yeah.
And then me, like two people came out of it very unhappy. And then Tim is like, everyone is unhappy.
You've ruined it.
Everybody. It's like a telltale game. It's like a Walking Dead telltale game. It's like everybody will remember that. Like everybody will. Nobody like that, and everybody will remember that. you know?
Junji Ito will remember this.
Yes.
The top right.
Adrian, please
ever-
add in the video for the video section just a little top menu. Junji Ito.
Do you ever lay in bed at night thinking, man, what if I made him do like a different dance?
I
What
do
if I
think
made him,
that. Sometimes I do think
Like
that.
do the
Maybe.
nay.
Yeah.
What if I?
Guys, sometimes the only thing that pops in your brain when you're in front of a legend is the whip and Nene. Okay?
I was thinking of doing the terrible backpack kid dance. You know. Shouts out
with
to the
the
backpack
kick.
kid for the dance, but the little with the arm like flails around. But I'm like, that's just too complex for Ito. Like I don't want to like confuse.
Wait,
the
you mean
man.
the colors kid?
flossing?
Yeah, flossing. Yeah, flossing.
Flossing?
Yeah, that's
Guys.
Oh,
Flossing.
God.
Yeah,
Damn,
that
why y'all,
one.
you could have just took a normal picture.
You could have just had a good time with this man. You could
Had a good time.
You could have asked him about the cosmogony of his works, what went into the inspiration behind it.
I'm just going, yeah. I asked him what his favorite music was, and he's like, I like to listen to the Beach Boys as I draw. And I was like,
What
that's
a
great,
king.
man. What a god.
Now all I want is a Junji Ito playlist.
I imagine it exactly like this. You ask me like, "Oh, what do you like to listen to?" Like, "Oh, I like listen to the Beach Boys." And Tim's like, "Oh yeah, that's dope. Want to do the Nene?"
What?
Yo, I love the Beach Boys. That's dope.
Oh man.
Yo, we should whip.
I just said, I was just like, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
But he
you like
agreed.
Apple? We should whip. Yeah, and he said, hell yeah, let's whip. So
What a
that's
guy.
the best thing about it. Best memory
guy.
was
Tim,
hanging out
you are-
with Ito Sensei.
you're the salt of the earth, Tim.
I am.
You're
I
the
waste
solid
I
earth.
waste
Don't ever-
all this gold in my hand. I waste I have the Midas touch
Don't
for a
change.
second and I wasted it.
Don't change. This is but no one would have thought of that. No, I feel like no person would have thought of that. So for originality, that is
Wow.
perfect on the dismount.
Thank you. Thank
For
you.
my respect to you, you have
Abysmal.
fallen.
Yeah, abysmal. Yeah. Yeah.
Fallen down.
I honestly I'm delighted. I feel like
You would be.
thank you. Like
would be,
you
Cristal.
gave us Junji Ito doing the whip and Nene.
Please comment
Thank you,
down
Tim.
below if you think I've done a service to the earth or I've done a disservice. Please comment down below.
Service to this country by making Junji Ito
Let
do the
me
whip.
know. Let me know on the YouTubes if
Fucking-
I've served this country well.
Tim Lu, hero or menace?
Hero
my
or
God.
villain. It's really
Yeah.
it's really the verdict. We should do a poll. We should do a Twitter poll. Like,
We should.
did I do good or was I bad?
I
Get a thumbs up from me.
I do have a story that is of a guy who might be more of a menace. I do have one more con story if y'all want to hear about. If y'all want to hear about
Please,
it.
please.
Yeah, of course.
Oddly enough, I was saving this one because both of y'all were here when this happened, and unfortunately, no relatability. But I promise you, this is one you gotta listen to. So going back to, like I said, getting the robot was a thing. back in the day. And during one of the panels we had with Anime NYC, it was just a natural Q&A. Classy, just all of a sudden. It was All Again, the robot host. Wai Chang was there, who we did not know was going to be a host at the time, I believe. And Tim, who we first met in person.
I know who this guy's gonna be, and I love it already. The story's gonna be great.
Right. Yeah, you know where I'm going. I believe Sloan, the female otaku, was there. I see everyone's eyes are opening.
Oh no.
During the panel, how it works, everyone, people can just in the crowd ask questions. But there was one man in the crowd who I feel like embodied
one being. He's beyond the man.
It's the dude who would bring a body pillow into the panel, because he did. He also, I believe, he had a fedora on too, which probably should have been a sign. But so, firstly, everyone's asking questions, and then it comes to this dude who has a presence in the room. My dude who has a full body pillow and the fedora.
Let it be known.
Yes, he's like,
he took the body pillow and put it in a chair, and the chair was no longer
took
available.
Somebody's chair. Yeah, took somebody's seat.
Oh, I really?
Yes.
To seat the body pillow. Yes.
The body pillow took a chair.
Well then, all right. Well then, we can understand the quality of human we're dealing with.
Yeah.
So,
and there's people standing in the back because they can't.
Yeah, there are people standing, and his body pillow has full seating. It's a pillow.
It's him and +1, the body pillow. Yes.
Yeah, +1. So it comes around, and he has a question. It's for me. I'm like, oh man, this guy, what's he got for me? And he's his first question was like, so do you say titties DD or titties with 2 T's?
Yeah.
I answered his question. Naturally, it's with 2 D's, obviously. But to say this out loud, it was like, it's like a key sign that things might go a particular way. Also, I don't think I mentioned this. He was quite loud during the panel, saying he was the king of New York.
Yeah.
Apparently, the body pillow was the queen because he had a whole seat.
You need the queen to his king, So
homeboy, somehow he got to getting another question. Right?
No, not somehow. I gotta say here, there was a huge freaking line that went all the way outside of the room, and they were trying to pass the microphone to someone else, but because his voice was so loud, he just kept talking on top and just wouldn't leave the line. So it's not that I don't know how he got to that question. He wouldn't go.
He just stood
so
there
he
going,
bullied. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't remember what the question was in particular, but he asked something. He said something along the lines, and I don't know if I could say it here, but it was quite disparaging to people who might like the same sex. Quite disparaging. Adrian, can I say exactly what he said? Is it? I gotta see from our producer here. Something was said. I think he asked me another question. I don't remember what the question was, and then he prefaced the question like, "And hey, hold up, we don't do any of that." And there was a lull. The microphone's on me, by the way, and I'm just. This is all right. Immediately, a bunch of boos start coming from the crowd. Everyone's like, dude, is this the place for the time? We know, obviously,
everybody up in the panel is just going like, why did you say visibly
that?
like,
why did you say that?
Especially in this panel, like we've made videos about this.
We're all like, everyone on the panels is like. Huh? And then he also said something to Sloan.
I was about to say, said basically hit on Sloan, I think.
Yeah, it was like, oh, you looking good, and I seen you in your bikini, or something like that. And I'm like,
he asked about her and bikinis. Yeah, like wearing. Can you wear a bikini for them or something?
Yeah, I was like, it was something that no one would want asked to them. I feel like, and dear God, at that moment, well, the mic is on me, and I'm just like. the only thing I could say was like, yo, people like who they like. I didn't, but immediately everyone started booing, and I had never. And usually with panels, people might get booed out, but it's the people who are talking up front. This is the first time a person watching the panel got booed out. And he was like, "Whatever, I'm the king of New York."
He really took it. He took it like the villain that he was. He was like, "Why? Hey, why you hating on me?
What did I do?
Yeah, what did I say?
What? It's just a question. I just said how I felt." I'm like, dude, bro, how you feel is wrong.
How you feel makes other people feel very uncomfortable.
And he literally did this. Hold on. He literally did this. He had his body pillow, which I happen to have a body pillow. It doesn't have any anime characters on it. I think at the time he was like in a wheeling chair, and it literally went like this. For the people who are watching at home, it literally was like this. All right, I'm out. King of New York. I can't. I'm out of here. That was the wildest thing I'd ever seen.
He wouldn't just leave too. Before he closed the door, he was like, "I'm out. I'm out of here." Like, baby, I'm out. King of New York. Like, and closed the door.
It was like a fever dream. I thought I imagined all that.
He was so powerful.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like the panel of like, here's getting the robot now beyond the bot with all these collaborators. No, it just became the King of New York panel. Like Q&A for the King of New York. Like, well, anything we said was irrelevant.
The fact that I don't remember that, and that it goes to show because I don't remember. Like I said, I didn't remember half the questions that were asked, but I remember that. I remember the King of New York.
Yeah.
So maybe he won that day, and I lost. I don't know.
I feel particularly bad because I remember distinctly. He said something at the start of the panel, and I replied. Like, I kind of jokingly replied back to him, and then I feel like it gave him the boost. It gave him the acknowledgement that he wanted.
Yeah, it's our fault, because we were like, ha ha, because no one could be that crazy. Right? No one could. No one's that wild.
We were being nice. We were like, yeah.
So actually, speaking of, this is a great segue from the King of New York. We should talk about convention etiquettes. We should talk about just like rule 101, just like some unspoken that should be spoken rules of convention.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like just to start it off, based off the last story, let's try to avoid misogyny and homophobia if we can. If possible, maybe not roll with that.
We ask people so much, don't we? We ask people so much. We ask them to just be a decent person.
People. Well, that is a lot.
Let's be
just asking a lot.
Yeah. Don't insult people, maybe. In person as well, especially.
Definitely don't do like a creepy wearing a bikini to a panel.
Your laugh. Yeah. Change your laugh. First etiquette. Change your laugh, guys.
Rehearse it at home. Get in the mirror and ask yourself, is this too much?
But I feel like those are like the rules that it's like the people are like, yo, we know. It's like those are just normal rules.
Yeah. I feel like most people listening to this podcast are going, duh. Like I feel like most of our audience is going like, well, yeah, of course. But you'd be surprised, guys.
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
If you haven't seen it, you'd be surprised. If you haven't seen it and you see it, it definitely hits you.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's something super obvious I think people shouldn't do, but it happens so often at a convention. Like, just don't touch anyone who like people like ask for permission if you're gonna, but just don't just touch people randomly.
Yeah, let's just start with the rules that are rules for life that I feel like most of us follow, but unfortunately we might have to say
themselves have like those rules and like their like guidelines and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure they have that. But to reiterate, yes, Cristals, don't touch.
Yeah, I feel like that's more so. That's like a cosplayer rule because I know some cosplayers have like really elaborate costumes.
That also applies to if you don't have a cosplay, you just have a shirt with a show on it.
Yeah, also true.
And
also true.
Like
I like to think. Yeah.
There's this whole maneuvering that has to happen sometimes at convention where you just see arms extending and you just like race cart through them.
Whoa.
Yeah. Obstacle course. Okay.
I think the general rule is just like ask people. Like, ask people to take photos. Ask people to if you can, for some reason, touch them. You know, maybe to have an awesome prop.
Damn,
you know, like ask for
feels like
permission.
real
You know,
life.
simple.
This feels like
I think it
real
got
life.
so it got to a point where I remember in Anime Expo they would have these like ponchos that you put over your cosplay that just says like no photos, I'm on break. Like I've seen
that's
that.
great.
And I think they were giving them out, and that's a pretty smart idea. But also, it kind of is like, are people just coming up to you and just taking photos of you? Like, is that why you're wearing these ponchos now?
Dude,
like, are people just?
Dude, I once went with like I think it was a Tifa cosplay, and it wasn't even like Final Fantasy Original 7 Tifa. It was like Christ, like oh my God, Advent Children. So she has the pants, and even then, there was this guy who just stood up in front of me and he kneeled or crouched. And he started taking like a video from my feet towards my chin, panning up slowly, and I was eating. And I'm like,
You were eating?
I was eating takoyaki. So I had this big ass ball in my mouth too. That doesn't sound
Got
good.
these hot octo balls. These hot octo balls in your mouth.
Okay, I had my snack, my cute snack, and I was enjoying myself. And suddenly this happens, and I'm just like with my snack in my mouth, unable to even say like, bro, like, what are you doing? I'm just like chewing there,
That's how
like
Cristal got on Wiki Feed.
If you are watching this man who took the feet down up video of Cristal Marie, you should ask permission. From now on, please ask permission.
at least pay me
Like-
commission, man.
Like
Those are my favorite.
90% of people know these things, but it's the fact you have to. It's the same thing. Like people shouldn't have to wear a poncho like how my mom puts plastic on the furniture. Like it's common sense. I feel like, but sometimes you have to say these things.
I think
They're
when the 1 in a million situation happens, most people don't know it happens, but to the cosplayers or to the people it happens to, it's like it's kind of common. Like Cristal Marie, it happened to you. Me?
Yeah, it's like
I'm just some guy. No one's going to take my feeties and taking my chin pics.
Yeah, there was slight aside, but related. There was one time I went to like a random store. I think it was like a Subway, like in my college town, and they had a sign that said "Do not stand on the tables." And I'm like, did we need to elaborate that? So I'm like, what happened? That someone just stood on the tables that we needed to be reminded to not stand. So maybe it's stuff like that happens.
King of New York,
King
baby.
of New York.
That's how I feel about anytime you read like warnings and safety and like in the manuals, and it's like don't eat the gas canister, and I'm like, who did this?
Yeah, who ate it?
Who ate it? Who ate the Tide Pod first? That they now have to probably write in Tide Pods don't ingest it.
Yeah.
It's the Tide Pod problem.
It's the Tide Pod problem.
Another rule that is self-explanatory, but less people do it, and I know because I've actually been on the other end of it, is do not stand in the middle of the walkway. Don't do it. Don't, for your safety and mine. You gotta get out of there, bro. You will very quickly turn flat.
Find a corner to stand and figure out adjust your bearings if you have to. But yeah, it's the I feel like Anime NYC too is just so, for me it feels like Anime NYC there was less traffic, and I want to say it maybe is because of just the nature of New Yorkers. I would just like get the hell out of my way.
Yeah.
And keep moving.
Yeah, you don't chill in the middle of the hallway. What is it? Hug the wall. Act like you're in a maze. Find your way that way.
Like don't, because it's like we've been out here long enough. You can't stand somewhere or someone will yell at you. I mean, if you went to high school, you notice, bro, I got class in like 3 minutes. You gotta move. I will run. What are you doing standing still, yo? So that's just normal rules. That's just life rules. But not. I feel like that's not as said as much as don't touch people, which doesn't really need to be said. But some people might do that because I've fallen victim to it. Sometimes it'll happen. You'll be walking. You'll see. One time I saw. I was walking and I saw Harriet Tubman, Vampire Slayer, and naturally anyone would take pause after seeing that, which is an actual piece of media, I believe. And someone bumped into me and they're like, it was cordial, but I was like, oh dude, I gotta get out the way. I was mesmerized by Harriet Tubman, Vampire Slayer. But
The double ticket.
you got to just bear in mind that you got to keep out of the way. That's very common.
You will get bumped.
I feel like.
100%.
Spatial awareness. It's all about the spatial awareness.
Yeah, just like if you can't hit a side, like Cristal said, hit a side. Like touch a wall.
Don't sneeze.
Touch a wall.
Go touch a wall.
Yeah,
Go touch your wall.
There we go.
Another great tip. I think Cristal, you brought it up before the recording, but bring cash.
Oh my
one that I didn't
God.
think about. That is a really good tip. That's an actual
Yeah.
good
And now it's
tip.
just turning New York
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have cash on you.
Have cash
have
on
cash.
you. Especially like even if you're going in a group, like some groups I know do this thing where they all like either rely on one credit card or they all rely on one person having cash, and everybody's kind of like trying to keep it safe that way. But you should always have something either in your shoe or, somewhere, wherever you can store it, emergency stash, because you will get hungry, and you won't necessarily know what payment service is allowed at the time. Or you might,
if they'll even be available.
or if they'll be available, or if there's specific merch you want and suddenly the only way to pay for it is cash, or if you are like me and like to wander off into off-site convention areas that are not official.
Yeah, again,
Have
that was
cash on
really
you.
Wild of you.
Have
Can we
cash
add
so
that
you
as a
can
rule?
pay the cab so you can go back home.
Hey, it was a fun time. I made some friends, but don't do it. That's not how you make friends.
that is, you are 1 out of 10 people.
It was a wholesome
You better
convention.
lose all your friends.
It was a wholesome convention, but definitely don't do that. Like check official schedules, guys, and take cash.
Yeah, to double down on the cash thing, like a good rule of thumb is if it takes card, use your card. And save cash because more often or not, if you can't get more cash. I mean, unless there's an A-team around. But if you have cash, there's a finite amount of it on you unless, I don't know, you're Bezos out here at Anime NYC or something.
Oh my god.
Just got
If
just
Jeff
whip
Bezos
out a
has some
stack,
interest in anime after going to space in his spaceship, I pause because maybe that has to be cut.
Yeah, keep your cash on hand. Yeah, you never know when you're gonna need it. And yeah,
If you want to go to Artist Alley, maybe cop something you really like. The 17-year-old high schooler who's just fleshing out of in the artist world doesn't have a credit card scanner, only has cash, so like can take cash. So that's
do it for
you
the
just
kids.
keep that stuff
Do
in
it
mind.
for the
Especially
kids.
for those doujinshis.
Thank Cristal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want them to be swiped on
Okay.
your card. You know.
Really?
The ones
Yeah.
wrapped in plastic, you got to take cash.
Have you experience?
I'm just saying, if they're wrapped in plastic, it's better if you take cash.
Why? maybe we can say this just really easy. I'm like, not saying y'all don't, but if you have it, you're gonna need some safety things like Band-Aids, like hand wash, deodorant, toothpaste. Just keep those things on
Toothpaste.
hand.
Yeah,
Toothpaste.
toothpaste.
Like just some safety precautions.
Mouthwash.
You know.
But definitely for real, like Band-Aids are super helpful, not just in case you get like an injury, but also for your feet, because at conventions, like just the amount of time you might be standing and your shoes, being able to have a Band-Aid for your fingers or for the back of your foot to just help you
Those
with
blisters,
walking.
yeah.
Yeah, those
I was about to
blisters,
say, I was like, are you putting the Band-Aids on your shoe?
No.
What were you?
Are you holding together your shoe with a band?
I was like, your feet hurt. Put a Band-Aid on it. There you go.
No, man.
Oh,
I was thinking
We're all
she
good.
was holding her shoe together with Band-Aid. I'm like, you shouldn't be at an anime con. You need a
I mean, look, sometimes you can't
you need to get
afford
some
the
more money
nice
for a
cosplay,
shoe.
okay? Okay?
Some
not
comfy
about
shoes
nice.
though.
Okay. But no,
Some
definitely.
comfy shoes though actually is a good tip.
Comfy
Because
shoes
you will be doing a lot of walking.
and Band-Aids for your fingers and the back of your feet. Just because, yeah, for real.
Like I know you want to come in looking nice with the really dope shoe you bought that has no heel coverage, but you gotta do it because you're gonna be walking around a lot,
Yeah,
and
you
there will
don't
be
think
very
you will
minimal
be.
seating.
You don't think you'll be
Yeah.
walking around a lot, but you will. Even if you think I got all this plan, I go to here. No, you'll be walking. You'll be wandering. It's just the way
Yeah.
it is.
You'll be wondering, oh, actually, you should probably take a burner phone.
What?
Guys, like, okay, especially
Why
if
would
you're
you need a
walking
burner
around,
phone?
you could lose your friends.
Especially if I'm walking around, you need a burner phone.
I need my burner phone.
Cristal, how about we walk through this logic of yours real quick?
Yeah,
Okay,
wait. We
okay.
went from Band-Aid to now having a burner phone, please.
Listen, okay,
Right.
I'm someone who has lost my phone at every single convention. every single convention. So now I don't take my actual phone to conventions. I get a burner phone or like a walkie-talkie or like a beeper. Just anything that allows me to communicate that is not my phone, because you're going to need something that you can use that if you lose it, it's not going to be a problem. For real.
That sounds like a personal problem.
No. Conventions?
Okay.
If you're, you never know where you're going to end up that day.
Okay.
You don't know where the night or the day, the day is taking you. And you need to account for just how much fun you're having and the possibility that you might not realize that you dropped your phone or that, you forgot your bag or something. Or there are ways to lose your you guys have never lost a phone at a convention?
All right, we're gonna pretend like Cristal isn't moonlighting as a drug dealer.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're gonna
question
go with
to
this.
Tim.
We're gonna go with Cristal.
Tim, how many conventions have you been to?
What would you call that?
Been to 5, 6. Yeah, I would say
Six.
Yeah.
How many of those did you lose your phone?
All of them.
Like
0.
permanently?
I would say 0. I would just
Interesting.
Say 0.
No, I
Interesting.
lost
Interesting.
the only time that I've ever gotten my phone back was at PAX East, and I literally had a person call me this year to let me know that they found it in the hotel lobby, and
Cristal.
I had dropped. That was 2 years ago.
Cristal.
I don't remember where it fell. I'm pretty sure it like rolled, but I was hanging out with.
100% just a you problem. This is 100%.
No, it's not.
This is literally the sign. Don't stand on the tables for Subway. That is you. That is you right now. You are the person standing on the tables at Subway right now. How many times has this happened?
Listen, that night. We were having a lot of fun, and that was actually after the Final Fantasy 15 concert, and the director and the orchestra, we were hanging out at the hotel areas, because it was a hotel convention, guys. So it was all attached together. So we were in the lobby, we would walk around, and at one point we were dancing, and I remember one of the Square Enix guys lifted him as the director up, and we were all cheering like, "Whoa, I can carry you too! Whoa, I can carry you!" And at some point somebody carried me, and then at some point I just don't know when I lost my phone. I lost my phone, okay? It was fun.
So is that like a one-time thing?
Yeah.
Curt, I was having fun. You have fun at conventions.
I have fun at conventions, and then I have my phone at the end of it. Yeah.
Me and
There
Tim
are
have
dance
had fun.
parties. You could lose it at a dance party at a convention.
I'll give it. I'll change.
Sailor
because
Moon Boom
I've always
Party.
had jeans. I have jeans with deep pockets.
Oh, I
so
didn't
maybe
have
that's
jeans.
why I have these skinny jeans with deep pockets. So maybe that's why my phone's locked into my thighs, so I can't really lose it. Versus, I don't know how you're carrying your phone, Cristal.
I
Always
give
in my
Cristal
hand.
no credit, Tim. I have normal pockets, and if I have 2 phones,
What?
and have not once had to use one for con going.
What about taking pictures and making calls? You need your phone.
With one phone? You can do all that with a phone, Cristal.
Yes, but if
I like Cristal just like you know what? This one's for the Cristal Maries out there. This one's that burner phone
All right.
tip. It's for the Cristal
Tim.
Maries out there. It's not
Take
for
a
the Curts
beeper.
and the Tims. It's not for us. We're the ones who own our own prop. We just maintain our own goods.
So who just
Keep it near us at all
hold
times.
on to. All right, in that case, make sure you bring a burner wallet.
You can't hold on to your own items
why-
while having fun.
cash.
Please bring burners
Hidden
of
cash.
everything. Yeah.
Yes, make sure you go to the key shop, get a copy of your keys,
Guys,
bring that to the con.
This is
I'm
important.
even
That'll
scared
be
Cristal's
gone.
gonna lose the shoe with the money in it, like with the
Numbers-
emergency money in her shoe. Like,
No.
Bring a second pair of clothes.
Yeah,
because those will be
actually,
gone.
actually.
Do not
Actually.
agree. Do not agree.
Wait,
Actually,
Do
are
not
you throwing
agree.
your shirts? Are you
Do not
throwing-
agree.
since you've got your spare cash, always buy an extra shirt at a convention if you can, or bring one. I mean, it's not comfortable to bring one, but it's nice to have a second shirt in case you need it.
Where are you throwing? Where are you losing your shirt, Cristal?
Where are you losing
Guys!
your shirts?
See my shirts. I'm just saying, people
Bring a
drop
burner
food.
shirt. Bring a burner shirt. Burner pants. All right. With that said, with that final great
Band-Aids.
tip from Cristal Marie, we're running out of time. We're gonna have to end
Get
it.
us
We need
outta
to go to
here,
a convention together. You'll see what I mean. Let's all go
We
together.
did.
We're just gonna
No,
watch.
that's-
I did not lose.
I just met
I'm
you
gonna be
guys. I
checking your
was
pockets
shy.
every 20 minutes. I swear.
Okay,
I
now
don't-
I'm gonna have to ask another question to the audience. Please comment down below if you regularly lose your stuff. Let me know if you guys feel like the burner phone advice is good. Yeah.
we can lose our stuff, but enough to bring a burner that
prepare for the losing.
The fact that I lose my stuff so often that I have to do the same tactics as a drug dealer.
There's the predator handshake meme of just drug dealers and Cristal Marie losing phone and needing a burner
phone.
Yeah, needing a burner phone. Not even losing the phone, just needing the burner phone. Somebody please make that meme for us.
Tim, get us out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here. All right, that was episode.
I go to buy.
I'm consuming burner phones. The Metro
Getting
PC
cash.
market is going crazy right now. Like,
Metro PCS stock going up, bro. After this one,
all these anime kids are buying burner phones. Oh my god. Okay, thank you everybody. That was Crunchyroll episode 4. Please check us out on all the platforms, YouTube, Spotify, wherever. Get your burner phone, get your burner cash, etc., shirt, whatever. Maybe we'll have a Crunchycast shirt one day and you can buy it at the booth or whatever. But yeah.
Or buy 2 because you need 2.
With a
right?
hidden pocket.
You need 2
You're gonna
of
lose
them.
it. You're gonna lose it.
2 of them with a hidden pocket.
Hopefully we guys see you at a real life con soon.
Hopefully
that can happen.
Yeah.
Show us your burner phone.
Yeah, with that said, that was Crunchycast episode 4. Thank you, Crunchy folks. I'm Tim Liu.
I'm Cristal Marie.
I'm Curt Ritchie.
Let's get the heck out of here.
Bye bye.
Leg it, run.
Bye-bye. A burner phone, Cristal? Get us out of here.